In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down some fantastic wide receiver, flag football, or even football drills that you could run with your team and with your receivers. So let's get down, let's check this out, and you can also stack this drill as well, and we'll get to that as well. So first off, I would have my starting and backup, my quarterbacks right there, roughly in line with that line of pylons right there. From there, we'll have our line of receivers. Of course, depending on your team, you may want to also put in tight ends and players like that. And for the sake of argument, I'm just going to show you on this left side. I would split them in two, and I would have this either played as a game, or you can have this ran as an individual drill, where once they're finished on this side, they can go in the back of this line. Once they're finished on this side, they would go in the back of that line. And you can have your bin of footballs right there. So basically what we would have is the first player in line, he would listen to the whistle. And how I would explain this is I would say, okay, well, our first option is to do a quick cut towards the middle here if I blow the whistle once. If I blow the whistle twice, we want to do a quick cut out here. And then if I blow it 3 times, then our third option is to go to that pylon, that route. And I would use the pylons, especially if they're younger, to be able to visualize where they would want to cut on the field. Of course, you can have any type of cut that you would like. You can do really anything when it comes to this. You could even have way different cuts like you would normally see in the football game as well. There's so many different options that you can do with this layout of pylons. So of course our first option would be to do a quick cut like this. Of course, quarterback would throw it. That drill would be over for that player. He would then throw it back into the bin, and he would go in the back of the next line. Or what you could do is turn this into a game. How many times can each team catch the ball without it being fumbled? So we would have maybe a set timer for maybe 2 minutes, and then what we would then do is to run a timer through 2 minutes and have each team, each time they catch that football, that would be 1 point, and they would be counting out loud. The next player in line can't go until that football is then either passed back to the quarterback or put into the bin. That way you can keep your team moving through this quickly, and of course getting your team to put peer pressure on the player who caught the ball to be quick to get it back into that bin so that they can beat the other team. You can also stack this drill as well. You can actually just use one quarterback, and what you could do is to have each team or each line run the same route. So for example, let's say the route we're trying to run is this one. We would have the teams run the exact same route, and let's say we have the ball going to the left side. Let's say this is the offense side. We would then have each player here. Now, if it's flag football, we would have player 6 trying to take player 2's flag. If it's not flag football and it's tackle, then of course you can do whatever you would like. If you've got a non-contact practice, then obviously don't have contact, but there has to be some kind of push or at least hand gesture or something to make sure that, of course, hey, we've stopped player 2. So basically what we would want to do at this point is to have player 2 cross a certain area of the field. Of course, player 1 would want to get out of the way. And let's say at this point, both players are now trying to chase and get to that spot, and of course player 6 trying to stop player 2 from doing so. And the main idea with this last stack is basically so that the defensive side is still running the routes. They're still running the routes because obviously there are wide receivers and tight ends and players like that, but still, obviously, there's going to be a defensive aspect once in a while, even if you're an offensive player, mainly because you may have a turnover, the other team may get that ball and you need to stop them now, or that player may just basically grow out of that wide receiver position maybe and eventually turn into a cornerback or something else, and he would need to learn how to stop players as a defensive player. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure to check out our other videos around the screen right now, and I'll see you guys again next time.